So lately, I've been eating really, really well. Making a lot of fun things on my lodge, my skillet, just normal comfort food now that we're back in lockdown. But I decided I needed to eat something healthy. So I think we're gonna make something with tofu. Let's go make a rice and tofu dish and put some soy miso glaze on it with some vegetables, and we got ourselves a meal. Shouldn't take longer than 10 minutes. Let's go ahead and make that. So the first thing we're gonna do is get our tofu out. It's gonna be nice and watery in that package. So just go ahead and take that out. Once we've got the tofu out, we're gonna put it in the bottom of a Pyrex or on a plate. Then we will place another Pyrex on top of it, and then the joy of cooking. Now, if you don't have the joy of cooking, just get another heavy book and place that on there. What that's gonna do is press the water out of the bottom of the tofu, and we're gonna let that sit for about 30 minutes. The crispier you want your tofu, the longer you press it. I like to press mine between 30 minutes and an hour. So we'll press that, and after that's done, we'll come back and start our main course. All right, so after about an hour, we remove this, and you can see all of the water that's come off of that. So it's been about an hour. We're gonna go ahead and remove that. Now we can start chopping our tofu. What we're gonna do is cut this into about 1.5 inches, 1.25 inches pieces. Now what we're gonna do is flavor our tofu. So we'll take about 3 tablespoons of cornstarch and just start to apply that all over the tofu. This is what's gonna give it its nice crispy outside. And then just kinda give it some spice. If you wanna make it hot, you can add paprika. I'm gonna be adding miso. So with our miso, we're not gonna need to really do too much more. And then we'll just mix this around, being as gentle as possible because the tofu still will break up. Move it around, make sure it gets pretty heavily coated. We'll set that aside and begin the prep of our vegetables. First, we'll start with our carrots, and we are going to julienne them by cutting them down to stick-like figures, which makes it easier for us to saute. Next, we'll move on to the green onion, and we'll use about 2 green onions, using equal parts tops and bottom. We're going to use this as a garnish at the end. We won't be stir-frying it. After that, we will cut up our broccoli, removing the stems and only using the florets. From there, we will add 2 tablespoons of olive oil to a nice hot pan, and then add our tofu to that pan. So we're going to fry these in that little bit of oil until it gets a nice golden brown. After about 6 or 7 minutes, we're going to remove the browned tofu from the pan and place it in a separate bowl. Now is when we get to add the miso. So we're going to add about 3/4 of a cup of the miso glaze to this, and then stir it around so that everything gets coated really, really well. In order to keep that warm, I usually like to cover it with a plate so that we can keep the warmth in. Now, back in that pan, we're gonna put about 2 more tablespoons of oil, turn the heat back up, and then start sauteing our vegetables. First in broccoli. We're gonna let that cook for about 2 minutes. And then top it off with a little bit of fresh ginger. And from there, start preparing your rice bowl. Sprinkle some green onion on there. And then top it off with some roasted sesame seeds. I gotta say, this one's pretty good. You're probably gonna want more than one bowl. It's healthier. There's still a little bit of oil, but it's healthier. So, I think we did it. Fast meal, good meal, relatively inexpensive to make, and, you know, it tastes great. So, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you liked the video, go ahead and give me a like. If you want to see what else I'm cooking, go ahead and subscribe. And I hope you're happy and healthy. Remember, whatever you do, never miss a meal. I'll see you later. Bye.